Hey guys, it's Melissa with Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness. Today I'm just going to be talking about a lot of different things. There have been a lot of things going on in my life, as I'm sure there are for all of you. We're all going through what I've heard other people refer to as an ascension process, where we're all kind of up-leveling spiritually. We're all researching and doing new things, and some of us are awakening to new abilities that we have, and it's causing a lot of crazy things to go on for sure. And especially in my life, it has too. I have, as most of you know, started a Reiki business. I took Reiki 1 and 2. I took the course Healing with the Angels and Masters in May, and then in June I just jumped right in and started my own business. And it's been pretty crazy. It's great, but a lot to take on, trying to advertise and get new clients, and starting the podcast as a way to sort of advertise my business, but also to prepare for a book that I am writing, which is now in the editing process, about divorce and surviving single motherhood. Just a lot of craziness going on in my life right now. And add one more thing to it. So yesterday, my aunt who sells doTERRA essential oils, asked me to be a part of her team. And I had to think about it for a little bit, but it made sense to me because I use their products a lot anyway. I'm always ordering things from her. And I figured, this is something that my clients could use too. If I know that a client has a particular issue going on and I know that there's an essential oil that can help with that, sure, why not, It makes sense for that to go hand in hand. So throw that on my plate as well. So now I've got the Reiki business going on, still working on my book, and now I'm adding the doTERRA essential oils on top of that. I mean, it's exciting. I'm very excited about it because I really do believe in the products. There are a lot of the different oils that I use in my life every day, and that was, I never thought about ever selling them, but it just, as a teacher, the flu and everything goes around our classroom, and I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. I hate getting sick. It's like, I don't have time for this. I cannot be sick. And I used to take Airborne all the time. When that first came out, it was like, oh, this is a miracle. And then I stumbled upon On Guard from my aunt. She let me try it with doTERRA, and it is amazing. I think it's so much better than the Airborne. And you can get the oil or you can get beadlets. And if you're like me, I don't really particularly like the taste of On Guard. If it's all I have, I'll do the oil drops in my mouth, but it's not my favorite taste. So the caplets I love, the little beadlets, I should say. They're really small and you can just swallow them and then you don't really taste it. And I will still put the oil in a diffuser. And if we've been sick around the house, my kids, it seems like they bring home everything. They go to a high school too. So if they've been sick, I just put on the diffuser and I drop a few drops of the On Guard in it. And it smells nice. It's, like I said, I don't think it tastes that great, but you might. It's more like a clove taste. But it smells really good as it diffuses through the house. And like I said, I love the beadlets because you don't have the taste really, but it does the same thing. It really boosts your immune system. And now they even have a soap, and they have so many different products out there, but it's great. And anyway, I wasn't really planning to plug that, but that's kind of how I was introduced to doTERRA. And I also love the lavender because if I've had a rough day of teaching, sometimes I start to get a headache. And I know it's stress related, and sometimes it's sinus related. I also run the lavender through my diffuser. I even have my children, they steal my diffuser. They seriously do. They're 16 years old, and each of them at one point has stolen my diffuser, taken it in their room, and they've diffused lavender or they diffuse the On Guard in their room. And the Breathe, because it helps with their sinuses in the wintertime. We get all of that stuffiness with allergies and that going on, so they'll steal my diffuser and they'll run the Breathe through that on their own, and they just like the smell of it. But I just think it's really funny. In fact, I ended up getting them their own diffusers so they would quit stealing mine because it ended up missing. Like, where did that go? And it would be in one of their rooms. So we have several at our house now because they always take them. So even my teenagers like the On Guard and like the other doTERRA essential oils. But anyway, I'm really excited about this adventure. And so on my podcast from time to time, I plan on talking about specific things that essential oils can help you with. And yes, it is going to be part of my business now, but that's not why I'm going to be talking about it. It's not to sell it to you or whatever. This whole podcast is all about how I can help you make your life better. So if I come across a product that I think that you guys are going to be able to use, I'm going to let you know about it. And that's why I talked about the On Guard now, because I use that all the time. And I can honestly say that there are times in the house when my kids are sick, everyone else is sick, and I don't get what they have. And I know it's because I'm very faithful about taking the On Guard, because like I said, I don't have time to be sick. Mama doesn't have time to take time out and be sick. I have to take care of everyone else and myself. So it's helpful for me to take that and to use that. But the other thing I want to talk to you about, so also just to let you know, you can check out the doTERRA site if you just want to check it out and see what they have. I'm going to put a link to my personal doTERRA page in the description notes, and you can go there and you can always email me. I will also leave my email address. You can email me if you have any questions. You can also get to my doTERRA page from my personal website, from my Reiki page. So if you have any questions, you could always go there too, because there's a chat with me box on my website, and I can chat with you anytime. I always have that pop up on my phone. So if you're ever on my site and you have a question, don't hesitate to hit the chat with me box. It's me you're talking to, and I will answer any questions you have. Of course, you can always email me, and I will email you back too. I try to be very responsive to people. If it's not like right away, I'm probably teaching, but as soon as I get a break and a chance, I will message you back. So the reason too that I brought up this doTERRA is one of the things that keeps coming up for me in just different things. Like, I like to listen to tarot readings on YouTube now and then, just kind of for fun. I don't plan my life by it or anything like that. It's just I listen to it to see what's going on. But in several different readings lately, it's said like, oh, you're going to take on this new business thing. Oh, this business venture, and it's going to start booming. But you need to take the leap. And, I'm thinking, what do you mean? I did take the leap. I was a teacher, and, I still teach, but I've jumped into these different things. I started my own Reiki business, and I jumped headfirst into that and into the podcast and my book and all of that. But what I realized was there was something still holding me back. And we talked about fear the other day. And for me, I think really what's holding me back sometimes is my fear of success. Like, I think sometimes that truly is something underlying for me that I somehow have this fear of. I don't know where it came from, honestly. And I would consider myself to be a very driven person and very highly motivated. And I mean, if you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to prove to you that I can. That's just the personality type that I am. Like, you're not going to tell me no. That's just going to fire me up even more and make me even more determined. And you're just not going to do it. I'm not going to take no for an answer. So it seems funny to say that, oh, I have a fear of success. But that has to be the case. If I'm very driven, but yet I still feel sometimes like something holds me back, I think that there's the underlying fear of success. So even just this morning, I was in the car and I was thinking about it. And like, there is something that holds me back a little bit. I don't know exactly what it is. I can't put my finger on it. I think it's something in my subconscious, because I know that outwardly I will put myself out there and take risks sometimes just to prove that I can do whatever. So I did a tapping. I looked for a tapping on YouTube, and Brad Yates had one, of course. I love him, and I'm so thankful to have found him because his tappings are great. I did an EFT tapping, which, if you haven't heard one of the podcasts before, that's Emotional Freedom Technique, where you tap on the pressure points and say things to get out certain emotions and to kind of get rid of them. So he had one for fear of success. So I'm doing this tapping on the way to school, and I always think it's funny. I always wonder if people driving by look in my car and see me tapping on the top of my head and think, what the heck is she doing? Like, what is wrong with her? She's having some kind of attack in the car. So I can't even imagine what they must think, but probably nobody really pays attention. But those are the thoughts that go through my head sometimes. But this morning, I was on my way to school, and I ended up having extra time, even though I already have an hour commute. There was traffic, there was an accident, so it was even longer, and I was late to school this morning, which luckily it was a late start day, so we had meetings, so I wasn't late for the kids, but I was late for the meeting, which is still not good. So I had the time, though, to take time out and tap. And it just made me realize that there's probably a lot of you out there right now who have a lot going on because of what we are talking about, this ascension, and that we're all trying to up-level, and we're all coming into new gifts and talents that we have. And for many of us, it's changing careers or starting new careers or, taking leaps of faith in certain directions. For me, it's been in a lot of areas. It's not just my career. I also had to take a leap of faith in relationships. I was not successful in them in the past, so I had to take a look at what I was doing wrong, and I learned a lot about myself, and I learned that most of it really does come down to how you view yourself and the love that you show yourself, and you cannot truly unconditionally love and accept someone else if you don't love and accept yourself. And I learned about different models of relationships and how the relationships need to be 50-50 and not where one is doing all the giving. And all this seems very logical and common sense. We already knew that. But really, we get into these habits and patterns that we just don't break. We either don't see them or we see them and don't know how to get out of them. And that was my case. Like, I kind of saw it. I knew that's what I was doing, but I didn't know how to stop doing that. And so for me, it was all about self-awareness of learning how to be myself and how to show up as myself and be true and authentic. And I think that this journey, this doing the podcast and writing the book, that has certainly helped me, because I tell you what, there's nothing scarier than putting yourself out there in front of people, even if it's only 10 people who are going to watch what you're doing. When you put yourself out there, it's very frightening at first. It can be very scary. But I also know that I'm the type of person that if something scares me, I know I need to do it, because that is how you're going to get over that fear, is you have to face it head on. And so for me, life has been all about finding things that scare me and then trying to figure out how to move past it. And this has been a big one with relationships. And so I definitely have had a lot of work that I had to do and have done a lot of work. And I feel a whole lot better about my situation in life. I think things are going pretty smoothly. I've been so busy with everything that I don't know where this year is gone. It's like it was just February, and I don't know what happened, but just wow, time has gone by so fast, I guess, just being so busy. And so my advice to you really is just to take the leap of faith, whatever it is, not to let fear panic you or to let fear paralyze you and keep you stuck where you are. Because I know there are so many of you who have so many talents and gifts to offer this world, and some of you are just afraid to move out of your comfort zone. But when we stay in our comfort zones, it might feel safe, but nothing exciting ever happens when you're in your comfort zone. The only way you truly live your most exciting and best life is to break out of that comfort zone. And I really want to interview, I'm going to interview sometime soon, a man and his wife. They started their own cookbook. They started their own company and they published a couple of cookbooks, and they're very interesting people. And I always thought they were interesting people before. I've known them a few years, but then they just decided to, take off on their own and to start their own business and to publish their cookbooks. And his name is Shannon. He's been so nice in helping me, talking to me about how to publish a book, and I'm really excited for my book, and I hope that it will be published in the spring. I'm really hoping to try to get that as my goal there. But talking to him, they've just been so ambitious, and they took a leap of faith and they just jumped in. And that's really why I told him I wanted to interview him for my podcast, because I think he's so inspiring, he and his wife, for doing this. He had a career that was well established and just decided he wanted something different. And I feel like that's how most great things start. People who already had one career, they were already doing one thing, they decide to take a leap of faith and do what they're passionate about. What is your passion? That is where we find our joy and our bliss, when we do what we love and when we're true to ourselves. That's where it's at. So I guess that's my message for you today. I didn't really have a plan necessarily of what I wanted to talk to you about. I just kind of knew the general theme was to talk to you about taking a leap of faith. And I hope that you will. Don't be afraid. Do that which scares you, because those are the things that are going to open you up, open your eyes to new experiences. I tell my students that all the time, that they need to travel, they need to get out there, because when we step outside of our comfort zone, which where we live can be our comfort zone, we truly learn about ourselves, we learn about others. That's the most educational thing you can do, honestly. So I hope you will take the leap of faith from time to time and decide not to stay in your comfort zone. And I hope that you are not living a life where you feel stuck in any area. I really do. And if you are experiencing any kind of ascension symptoms, there are things you can do to help ease that. For some of you, you might be experiencing headaches. And if you are, you can do Reiki to help you feel better and to help you relax, because some people are also experiencing problems with sleep. That's something that I have been experiencing. Like, I'll wake up every hour for no reason. So my sleep patterns have been really off. So I need to do Reiki on myself, because I really need to get my sleep patterns back to the way that they should be. The other night, I just woke up for no reason. It was the weirdest thing. It was like all of a sudden, there was nothing there, but something just woke me up, and I just kind of sat straight up, and I don't even know what it was, but it just was the weirdest feeling. And I think, that this whole up-leveling, I think it's part of it. And my sleep has been very strange lately, and dreams have been very strange. And I'm not normally a person who even dreams or remembers their dreams, but I've been dreaming a lot lately. So if that's happening for you, maybe think about having a session with me for Reiki. Also, there's some essential oils that can help too. If you're having headaches, lavender is a good one. Just jump on the doTERRA site and check it out. I'm always amazed at everything that they offer. They have so many products. And like I said, from time to time, I'll be telling you about things that I think that you'll really like, especially with people who have children, maybe who have learning disabilities of any kind, there's a lot of oils out there that can help you with that as well. So those are the things that I'm talking about because I want to help people and I want people to live their best life possible. And that's the whole reason I started this podcast. It's the whole reason that I started my Facebook page with Brave Wings She Flies, to give daily wisdom and inspiration. And it's the reason I wrote my book. My purpose here is to help others and to teach others and to love others and to teach others to love others. So if I do that at all, I feel like I'm living my life's purpose. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me today and for listening to my rambling, because I feel like it was all over the place. But hopefully you got something from it. And if you want to do Reiki, jump on my website. You can book directly from my site. I edited my site a little bit, changed it up because I wanted to make things easier to find and to navigate. And I also added the doTERRA page to my other site so you could find it easily. If you want to look for any products, jump on that site and check that as well. So I hope that you have a wonderful day. I love you all, and I am sending you so much love and light. If you like this podcast, please share it with others, and please leave a review and comment. I love reading comments and love hearing from you all. I really do, and I appreciate you all so much. And if you're interested in 22-day journey to help you live a better life, jump on my website and check out A Purposeful Pilgrimage. You can sign up straight from my website. It's a membership area. You'll have all access all the time. There's a lot of great stuff there. Really great. Have a wonderful day, you guys, and I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.